going on, everybody? This is Convosaries. I'm RJ.
I'm Dash.
And I'm Trevin.
Yep, and this is just a podcast about three dudes talk about everyday-ish.
Yeah, let's get into it.
So today is episode 1, and basically, since you don't know us yet, we're just going to introduce ourselves, tell you about who we are, why we started this podcast. Let's start with Trevin. Trevin, tell everybody about, where'd you grow up, how were you raised, was religion involved at all? Tell me about your life, man.
So, I was born in a little town called Brigham City up north in Utah. Grew up in the Ogden area, kind of a little bit of a bad neighborhood. Not a lot of religion, but being in Utah, it was in the family.
Yeah,
it was part of the, it's just part of the culture here. So that was definitely around, but I raised myself kind of in, the drug culture, if that makes
Streets,
sense.
man. Streets.
So, yeah, and now I'm just living the dream, or building the dream, I should say.
Building the dream. What's the dream, though? What's your dream? What's Trevin's dream?
I don't know yet, so I'm just trying everything I'm good at.
Hey.
Awesome.
So that's this podcast, and I'm a musician as well. I do another show, so I'm just working on a lot of stuff right now, I guess.
Yeah, I feel you, man. What about you, Dash? Where'd you grow up? Tell me how you were raised. What was life like for you, bro?
Alright, so I'm Dash, and I was born in Zimbabwe and raised in South Africa for most of my life.
Motherland.
Yeah. So there's a lot of African background in history, but I pretty much just went to school like a regular kid, and I was really into sports when I was younger.
Yeah.
So that's where the name Dash comes from. Well, I wish that was the original story, but nah, it's not.
What type of sports were you into?
So I was into quite a lot of sports. I played rugby, soccer.
Okay.
Sprints, a lot of.
But were you good though? That's the thing. You can play sports, but was you good?
Yeah. I was not that good at most
of those. See.
Yeah. The best one I'd say would be at sprinting.
Okay. Okay.
That was something I could compete really well in.
Right.
And so I came to United States just to go to college and study further.
Mm-hmm.
And I've met so many amazing people and done so many different things, and I've had so many opportunities, and I've grown so much. And
right.
Yeah, I've just met you two through the different things that I've done throughout my time in America.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into how we met and about why we wanted to start this podcast and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do me.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. I was just gonna ask.
Basically, I was born and raised in Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama. Old Southern boy right here, man. I was grew up in the country, really.
Dirty
basically.
South.
Yeah. I actually used to take care of horses and everything, man.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. I worked at this YMCA that was literally probably about 2 minutes from my house. Used to take care of their horses. Used to ride them through the trails back there, swim with them and stuff.
You ever got bucked off a horse?
Not bucked off, but I did fall. So basically, I was riding this quarter horse around, doing sharp turns. Quarter horses are known for being able to turn on a dime. One time I didn't tighten the saddle enough, went through the freaking fence, man.
Oh,
you know those white picket
fences?
fences?
So you were launched
Broke
off.
it.
You didn't just fall.
Oh yeah, no, I was done for. I was trying to hold on, but my thighs weren't thick enough or strong enough or whatever.
And you took out the fence?
Took out the fence. I felt it.
How long were you out for? How long was that injury there?
How long? I don't even know, man. I was young. It probably wasn't there that long.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, but at the time it felt dramatic.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
But after that though, after Alabama, I started traveling and stuff. So I started going around the world. I've been to a couple different places. I've lived in a couple different countries. Then came back to the U.S., studied, got a good job, my dream job, which was basically I worked in travel. I had to move to Kentucky, still in the South, but then I got tired of the South. My buddies, they were out here already for a couple years, so I was like, man, shoot. They kept telling me, just come out here. I was like, all right, I'm tired of the South. So now I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah.
The promised land.
Who'd have thought it?
Yeah.
Out here in the snow.
And it's funny because none of us are actually from Salt Lake.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm from near here,
you're
about
from
an hour
yeah,
north, but
but
yeah.
you're not from here.
Well, I have a similar story as you. Since coming to the Salt Lake area, it's bigger, and like I've just been networking, and I mean that's how I met both of y'all as well.
So it's Utah is not that crazy of a city when you think of it in relation to like New York or LA or
Not
even
even
San Francisco
close.
or something like that.
Oh
So
no.
tell me, growing up in Utah, what's like two of your top craziest things you've ever done?
Ever done?
Yeah, growing
I
up
don't
in
think
Utah.
the statute of limitations has run out on
It's not run out on yet? Alright. Tell me a good one then. Tell me a good one. Something crazy that you'll be good for.
Ooh. Gosh, there's so much. There's also so much I don't remember. So much of it was just like robbing people and getting high and falling asleep on like rooftops and
On rooftops.
like
Tell me about
parties and
that
whatever.
time.
That was probably one of the first times I like drank a lot of beer and got fucked up at a party with my high school friends.
Okay.
And like there was a lot of other stuff going on at that party.
Okay,
It wasn't a high
okay.
school party, but like, I
It wasn't
remember
high school style, huh?
I remember calling, I can't remember who it was, some woman in our circle and telling her, like, she was older.
Yeah.
And I was like, tell me what to do. Like, I don't know what to do. I can't move. I don't know where I'm at. And I'm like, and then I woke up on the roof. I did a lot of drugs.
That's something.
As a kid. I did a lot of, like, acid, mushrooms, coke,
As a
meth,
kid.
heroin.
Well, I guess so. Out here in Utah, man.
There's a lot of drugs out here. Meth
Yeah.
is a really huge problem.
So I've
where
learned.
I'm from.
From all the freaking meth heads.
And
that
here
come up to
too,
you.
it's a problem, but not as bad as it looks like the ghetto. I mean, you wouldn't call it ghetto. It's not like Compton or Chicago or anything, but it looks
Or
like
even
it. And it's
Alabama.
a lot of drugs. And it's an old town.
Dash, I want to know something, dude.
Yeah.
What's the first time you ever got drunk? You remember that?
Oh,
How old were you?
I was 15, bro.
15?
Yeah.
What? Well, what's
It
the legal
was-
age in Zimbabwe? Or were you in South
I was in
Africa at
South
that
Africa at that time. So, the legal age is actually like 18.
Oh, wow. Still
Yeah.
underage.
Yeah. So the story was I was at like a camping. It was like a camping sort of thing with schoolmates and stuff.
Yeah.
you know? Like
Like a summer camp?
yeah, kind of type thing, but it was like a week long, right? And everyone at school was going there, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna bring this bottle and be like,
You were the
cool
supplier,
dude.
too.
I was, yeah, with my bottle. And the first thing I had was a bottle of vodka.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did not go down well, bro.
That's potato water, man.
Yeah. And I was a youngin at the
Yeah.
time, so me thinking it's just water because it looks like water. I just swigged it, bro, and
That's not it. Did you throw up?
Nah, but it was the worst night of my life,
I believe that.
and I regretted it ever since, bro. So
My worst night of my life, y'all, was in college. Was the first time I ever got drunk, actually. I was 20 years old.
okay.
So I was a sophomore in college, or freshman because I went late because of Army. But so I was a freshman in college, man, and then I went to this party. I think it was one of my first parties at somebody's like apartment or whatever, bro. And so we went there, and they were lighting shots of something on fire. I was like, what the hell is that? You know? I'm like, I'm interested. You know, I've seen the college movies. You know, everybody has, man. We have the best college movies in America. But I've seen all the
Project
college
X.
movies. Exactly. I'm trying to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I said, so how do you take it? And I ended up finding out later on it was Everclear. Now, I don't know if you know what Everclear is, but it's 95% alcohol.
Wow.
Yeah, 95%, and you feel it. That's why you can light it on fire, man.
Wow.
So I'm getting ready to take the shot, right? They light it on fire, you blow it out, take the shot. I couldn't breathe for about 27 seconds, bro. That
One
was
shot of
the
that can
worst.
make you go blind, dude.
I think I took like 3 shots of that,
Oh,
and the
my
next day I had ROTC, And it's safe to say I didn't make it to class, man.
You're not supposed to drink it
Oh,
straight.
man.
It can make you go blind.
Well,
Oh,
I
I've
swore
heard.
off
I
of
don't
it.
know.
I swore off
Google
of
it.
it. I've
Don't
never.
take my advice.
Yeah.
I don't know shit.
After that day, I was like, nah, I'm good.
Before
So I've
you
never
take Trevor's word, go Google it.
I knew a guy that used to drink it out of the bottle though all the time, and I was like, dude, that cannot be good for you at
It can't
all.
be. I'm pretty sure you can like power an automobile with that.
Yeah, that's insane.
You remember the first time you got drunk?
Yeah,
What was that
I
like?
do. I think I was 14 or 15. I was in like junior high, and
Oh, so you're a rebel kid, huh?
I was with a friend and in his mom's apartment,
Mm-hmm.
and I won't say that she facilitated it, and I won't say what her name was.
Probably safe to not do that.
But it wasn't that eventful. I remember it feeling really cool. I didn't get too drunk. I didn't get sick. But I went home and like I was trying to. It was like a Friday night, and all my parents had all my uncles and shit over, and they were drinking, and like my uncle put me in a headlock, and like I was trying to like I didn't want anybody smelling on my breath. I was trying to stay away from them, but they were all
Right.
plaster, dude. He puts me in a headlock. He almost passed me out, and like I was like, dude, what the fuck? And everybody was laughing. I was a little bit traumatized because I was a little drunk and I wasn't expecting it, but he thought it was funny. Other than that,
that
it was
the
pretty
first-
uneventful.
That's pretty eventful. What the hell you mean? That's,
What is it?
my uncle got me in a headlock, almost
Yeah.
passed
But
out.
that was
Sorry, right
there was nothing about like the getting drunk that was eventful. I guess like
Yeah.
nothing crazy happened because I was drunk.
I got you.
That was
Um,
because my uncle was drunk. That would have happened either way when I came home. You know what I mean? Like,
I wanted to ask you a question because everybody probably doesn't know. You said you do music, right?
sure.
What exactly do you do, man?
I rap, but don't listen to that.
Lies. That shit is good.
Um,
good.
Your bars.
If you're asking me to plug my own stuff shamelessly, sure. I'm in a band.
No, I
She
wasn't
sits back
asking
like that.
Go ahead. Shameless.
You can follow my band Heavy Endeavor, on Instagram. We're gonna be releasing our first single here soon, hopefully this month or in February.
Hell yeah.
I don't know when this podcast airs, but I'm also a
So-
rapper. I'm releasing something that I featured with another rapper, but I can't say when that's releasing because that's his stuff and he's on a schedule, and you know how that is. I can't.
So basically, you can tell us nothing about what you
I have nothing to show.
I have nothing to do. Of all these things that I'm doing that I can't share. Sorry, guys.
But big things are coming. I just, it's all in the works.
That's
Stay
good.
tuned.
Hey,
Stay
man.
tuned.
Yeah.
There's
That's always
you can
good
I did also mention I'm in a show. I play a character I invented, Johnny Johnson. It's basically Jackass, but dressed up like a podcast. But
Yeah. Dash, let's go back to South Africa. Let's go back to growing up, man. You said you went to school like a normal kid.
Yeah.
Bro, that's probably not the same as us. Tell us, what was school like? Were there differences? What is it like going to school there? And
That's hard for me to answer because I don't know how you grew up.
well, just tell me how it was. What happened? You go to school at what time in the morning? You get up, you have breakfast. What's going on?
So, yeah, it's normally like I wake up at, let's say, 6. I
Yeah.
wake up at 6 a.m.
Okay.
And I'd have to be at school by about 7:30. And I was always late.
Of
Like-
course. That's normal.
I was always late. And at that point, I was not really involved in school. I'd rather focus on anything else. Like my man Trevin here, we weren't really, school wasn't our strength, right?
Okay.
So
okay. I got you.
I would find other outlets, and I got detention a lot
Okay. Well,
for finding those other outlets.
what were those outlets?
Just not doing
It wasn't sports. It wasn't being good at sports.
Yeah,
It wasn't
I got demerits at being bad at sports. I was just like, I wouldn't really do my homework or submit my projects on time.
Okay.
I was just like the tardy student.
I got you.
Yeah. And, but I had fun. I had
Yeah.
fun at school.
Obviously.
I would say the thing I did the best was having the most fun. that kid who is always
Too much fun.
yeah.
I
Like,
got you.
I was all play, no work. That is my thing. Yeah.
I
So
feel
that
you.
is my experience, bro.
Okay.
What about you? Like, what is it like in Alabama?
It's American public school system, man. Basically, it's probably the same thing.
Probably.
Get up at like 6 a.m. My mom would drop me off at school, so like I just go to school, or like one of my babysitters or whatever, they'd come pick me up afterwards. We had this thing called school patrol. Like they did the traffic thing, and I was like, I love school. I was kind of opposite of y'all. I got a bunch of good grades. I did all my stuff on time. And then so like the school patrol people, junior patrol, they help with the traffic.
Word,
Like,
I
picking
did that
up-
too.
yeah, I
yeah.
did that.
Oh,
Man.
word?
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah, I
no
did that,
way.
bro.
Yeah.
It was dope. You get to go leave class
Early? Yeah. That's why I did
That's
it.
exactly the
Yeah.
reason why I did it. Leave class early.
Yeah.
This is like 5th or 6th grade.
Yeah.
Did you do
I
anything
took that
like
job
that?
so seriously, bro.
I didn't go to school.
So getting out early wasn't a problem.
Yeah. He was always out.
No, I would actually take the bus, because my mom would leave right after I got on the bus to go to school, and the bus stop was a block away from my house.
Yeah.
So I'd get on the bus, or I'd walk to the bus stop and hide in the bushes.
And let the
Watch
bus
my
driver
mom.
just go.
Watch my mom from down the street, like drive off, and then I'd go home and get high with my friends all day. Or sometimes I would
How
take
old
the
were
bus
you?
to school. This was like more like late junior high, high school.
Okay.
But I never really had a thing for school. I really didn't like. I started failing as soon as they allowed you to. Like 2nd grade, they didn't really like check your
That's
work.
about
They
the
just
same
watched
time I
you and
started
they were
failing.
like, "Oh,
As soon as they allowed
he's
you.
cool. I don't think he has ADHD. He just sits there and does
Just
his notebook."
yeah,
But I'm
yeah,
doodling
yeah.
all day. Like 3rd grade, I think I remember. Like they started like looking at the notebook, and they see like all I had was doodles. And then they told my parents I wasn't doing shit in class.
Okay, let me
Never
tell you a
did
story.
anything after
Yo,
that. If I
Travis,
did go to class,
I
I didn't do
actually have a
shit. I
funny
failed
story
every class,
about school.
every grade, every year, and then I dropped out like 4 times.
I have a funny story to tell you guys. So I was like super bad at doing my homework and stuff. So this one day, my dad helped me with my math homework. Like, and this was rare because I never did homework. So
So I've heard.
So yeah, so like we're there, we were serious, bro. Like he was helping me, serious on hand stuff, and I got it done. And I was super proud when I was done and everything. And the next day I submitted to my teacher, and she's looking at it all sketchy, bro. I'm like, who did this? I'm like, I did the homework.
All right.
No, you didn't. I'm like, yeah, I did with my dad.
Yeah.
She's like, this does not look like your homework. I'm gonna call your dad right now.
Yeah.
She literally called him in front of the whole class.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, yeah, he did the homework. Bro,
Right.
that made me feel so good. Like the fact that the teacher doubted my abilities to do homework.
The fact that you did
That
homework.
I did homework, bro. And, you know, I was so proud after that. I was like, yeah, you just got shut up in front of the whole class. So, you know.
My dad used to, like in grade
Funny.
school, like between like 3rd and 6th grade, I guess. Like I would fail, I wouldn't do anything. So like everything, you had the little desk with the cubby in it, right? Everything that I was ever supposed to do and turn in was in my desk. So like twice a year, my dad would see my report card and be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah.
He would take me to the fucking school after hours, like right after school when the teacher was still there, and he would be like, "What the fuck is going on with my son? He doesn't do shit in your class, and you just like don't
Just
do
let
nothing
it
about it."
happen. Just let them not do shit.
And then he'd see my desk, right, and
Yeah.
he'd pull just. Like, you ever seen that show Hoarders?
Yeah.
Like, you could fit a whole hoarder's
Oh my
house
goodness.
inside like this. He would just
So you just stopped.
spend like 20 minutes ripping all the shit out and putting it in my book bag. He's like, if I get him to turn all of this in the next couple of days, you're gonna like pass him, give him a D. And he'd always work something out. So then we'd go home and he'd stay up all night standing there watching me do every fucking piece of homework.
It's hilarious.
I would be mad if I was your dad. I would be pissed.
Dude, you can only imagine. Why do you think we stayed up all fucking night, dude?
Bro.
So tell me how you two met, Dash and Trevin. How did you guys meet?
So I was actually doing door to
Is
door
that story
at one of
PG?
my jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was just knocking in the neighborhood.
He
And
was trying to sell me DirecTV.
No, I was not.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, I was. Funny thing is, he just left, right? He was like, "Yo, bro,
I was
gotta
on my
go to
way
work,
out.
and I gotta go do this thing." So talk to my roommate.
Yeah.
So I talked to his roommate. Me and Will hit it off. We're like, "Bro, you're actually freaking cool." And he gave me a tour of like the whole house.
Yeah.
I didn't even know this guy. He was like, "You want some cookies?" I was like, "Yeah." Like, and it was
That's
a
my
horrible
roommate.
day.
He's
You know
like
those
a
days?
friendly guy.
Yeah, and you know those days when you're knocking and no one's answering in the whole neighborhood.
I used to do door-to-door sales for DirecTV too, so that's why he's asking me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, "Alright, cool. I'm gonna just chill, bro. Like, this is actually a nice place."
Hell yeah.
And then we came downstairs and he showed me the studio, and that's when I fell in love, bro.
Yeah.
Like
With him.
No, with the studio.
Oh, okay. You
Just
gotta
like with the
clarify.
whole atmosphere. Yeah.
He's practically lived in the studio ever since.
Yeah.
That's why we gave him a key for Christmas.
So thing is,
Come
I
into
have
the
my
camera.
own podcast. Yeah, come on.
Where am I?
So I have my own podcast. So when Will told me that these guys are working on all of these projects, I was like, dude, I'm totally doing that as well. And that's how we kind of bonded, and we've been homies ever since. I think it's been like about 4 months. About 4 months now that we've known each other. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I want to hear your perspective. Give me your side of the story.
I was hoping you'd ask.
I was waiting on this.
So, I don't even think Dash knocked at the door. Because I was taking my wife to work, and I'm walking out the door, and I see him out there. I'm like, some guy's about to sell us something. And I opened the door before he could knock, and he was like, I don't know what he said, but he was trying to sell me DirecTV. And I was like, you know what? We don't want cable. And he was like, well, we have internet. And how much do you pay for internet? Let me ask you that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know.
Nice.
Because my other roommate, Will, he pays the internet. I just tried to help him out and like give him whatever he asked for. I'm
Yeah.
like, how much do you need for the internet? He pays the bill because it was in his name. It was easier to just move his when we moved in together.
Okay.
So
Makes
I
sense.
was like, you got to talk to that man, you know? And I'm on my way out anyway. And he was like, okay, cool. And I was like, Will, come to the door. Kind of just pawned it off on him and then took off. And as I'm pulling out, I go, he's fucking inviting the salesman inside. I think my wife actually told me, and I was like, that sounds like Will. Why wouldn't he just invite the salesman inside? He's probably going to show him the studio.
Yeah.
And then bada bing, bada boom.
Because
Here
that's
we
just
are.
the kind of guy he is.
Here we are 4 months later.
And it's developed into a lot of working relationships, a lot of connections I've made in the Salt Lake area.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's how
Cool vibes.
we met through Dash, pretty much.
We did.
How did we meet Dash?
We met through Deanna
Yeah.
at her birthday party.
Our friend Deanna.
Yeah. So we both worked with Deanna. She's a really cool
At different
friend.
times. I used to
Yeah.
work with her, and then I left.
Yeah.
And then
I
you
met
started
her
working.
after, yeah. And she's just a really cool Peruvian girl who loves to party. Every day. She's down to party whenever.
All the time.
Yeah. And she's just so cool. So it was her birthday party, and we were at Sky, right?
Downtown at this club, yeah.
Yeah. So no, Marquee.
No,
It was
Marquee,
yeah. And everyone was just going crazy. We got there a little bit early. Reg comes through. I'm like,
That's me. I'm Rich.
Yeah. So we have quite a few mutual friends. Amy is also friends with Reg as well. So he came through, and I was like, hey, I saw pictures of you on Amy's page. I was like, you look taller in the pictures.
You did say that. I never forgot
Yeah.
that. I was like, oh, damn.
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks that I look taller.
I don't even know you, bro.
I was like, I don't know this kid. Thanks.
Yeah. And and then he just starts doing backflips in a club.
That is not how that went.
That is how it went down.
You were doing
Eventually-
backflips?
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
Not
We gotta
off
link that
road.
in this video. We
He's
gotta
like, I
link
didn't
it.
just start doing it.
Yeah.
I didn't say, damn,
Like,
I look
hey,
taller.
I look
Look at this fucking backflip.
Kind of slowly led into that.
That's how I remember it. Yeah.
That's how you remember. That's how it goes then. So
Yeah.
my perspective, yeah. Definitely through Deanna. We went to the club. I was actually in line getting drinks.
Mhm.
And then you walked up with Amy, because I had walked in with Deanna.
Mhm.
You walked up with Amy in the line, and I gave Amy a big old hug. I freaking love Amy, man. And then
Shout
she
out
was
to
like, "Have
Amy.
you met?" You were standing behind me for like a second,
Oh,
for like a hot second.
yeah.
And then she was like, "Have you met Dash?" I was like, "Who?"
Yeah.
She said, "Dash." I was like, "No, I haven't met him."
Yeah.
And then we dapped each other up. You're like, "Bro, I seen you." And
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Where?"
Yeah.
"I've seen you in Amy's pictures," because I modeled for Amy. "I've seen you in Amy's pictures, in her photos." I was like, "Oh, thanks." He was like, "Yeah, you look taller." I was like, "Damn, Alright.
I'm
I
not
appreciate that. I guess." This dude.
I make a memorable first impression, bro.
Bro.
Like legit with everyone I meet.
Every time I
Yeah.
think of how we met, I
Yeah.
remember you look taller in the pictures. I'm like, damn, okay, thank you. And now we're here, and we met. I met Trevin. We went through to this photo shoot. Yeah,
Yeah.
that Amy was putting together, and you were putting
Amy's
together.
a photographer. Shout out to Amy. Give her
Shouts
a proper Instagram
Dude,
shout out.
Amy is like a G of all G's. Yeah, we should talk
What's
about
her
Amy
Instagram
after.
handle?
Huh?
What's her Insta?
Amy Hasby, I think. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Somebody
so.
look it up before the end of the podcast so we can
All
get her
right,
a
before the
proper
end,
shout
we
out.
will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ouch. All right.
Hey Alexa. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Do you have one in there?
I have a Google, but that's why I said Alexa,
Ah.
so it wouldn't listen.
It's probably listening already anyway.
It's always listening.
So,
Yeah.
Dude, let me tell this story. I told Alexa, I says, Alexa, are you always listening?
Camera.
And she says, I only listen when I hear you say the wake word. And I say, well then how do you hear me say the wake word? And she shut off.
Oh, I gotta ask my Alexa that.
Dude, this is the creepiest
Do you have the
shit.
new one?
No,
I
mine
think she
is like
says
second
something
generation.
different now.
Oh, okay.
They changed it because I asked her like 17 times.
Oh,
Hmm.
dang.
To make, I think it was happening over and
They're
over
on
again.
to us. They're
Yeah.
on to us.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is. So
What are you leading to?
let's.
about how you met the photo shoot and stuff.
Oh yeah, no. I was
Beautiful
just gonna
segue.
say we were at the photo shoot. Yeah, beautiful segue. I was just gonna say that we were at the photo shoot. I met this guy. We hung out afterwards here in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, I fell in love with him,
So
not
what
the studio.
happens?
With the-
So what happens when
Yeah,
I show
not the
people the
studio.
studio? They're like, will you marry me?
Basically, I was trying to ask the ring size and everything. He's like, "Bro, I'm married."
Oh,
I was
man.
like, "Fuck." The good ones are always taken. No, so basically we met at the photo shoot. Came here, hung out. It was dope, and now we have a podcast.
Yeah.
So that's dope.
Yeah, seriously. And
Me too.
the reason why I love being here so much is because there's a creative vibe. There's something about coming together with people who want to go in the same direction.
Exactly.
And just bouncing off ideas and like just having that mastermind, it creates a safe space to come up with really fascinating plans and actions to come up with in the future, dude. It's so awesome.
So we're just doing, like I said, an intro episode to this podcast. We're gonna wrap it up a little bit. Before we do, I want to ask you guys. So we're gonna start with you, Trevin. What's your one or two of your biggest goals for 2020? Because also, Happy New Year, guys.
Happy
New
2020,
Year.
yo.
Happy New
Roaring
Decade.
20s.
We're the
Yay,
Roaring 20s.
Yay.
So what's
I think
your
it's-
biggest or a couple of your goals?
I
Whatever.
want to start with, I could not be happier that it's the 20s again. But,
roar.
but my goal is to release more content for people. Not a huge content creator at the moment, but people have been pretty receptive to the stuff I have put out, and I think that it speaks for itself.
Yeah.
So my goal is to just be working hard and getting my stuff out there as much as possible. And I have more people on the team now to push me harder.
Yeah.
So it's already happening, and I think
Good.
it's beautiful, man. What about, I mean...
That's good. Dash? What
Dash.
about you, man?
Always more positivity, bro. I want to push that as much as I can. And I just want to share ideas and meet new people. Just collaborating. I wanna do a lot of work within a lot of different people within a lot of different fields and industries and see what we can make of things.
I feel you.
Yeah.
That's
What about
good.
you?
So I have two that are at my forefront. Basically, one of my biggest goals is to also be creative this year because I have all this creativity in my brain, and I want to make it come out and into fruition. And I think I'm at a time where I'm feeling like I'm okay with letting people see what's in my brain. That and my other biggest one, probably my biggest one, is make 3 times what I did last year.
Financially?
Financially, yeah.
Where?
Hell yeah.
Where?
So that's probably one of my biggest ones. But yeah, with that being said, hope you guys like the intro episode, aka Introsaries to Convosaries.
And follow my man on Instagram at.
Yep, thanks. I was just about to do that.
Oh,
So
man.
we're actually gonna start with Trevin. Trevin,
Okay.
give everybody your handles. How can they find you, follow you, whatever you want.
Alright, I think it's The Chosen One on Instagram. Follow Heavy Endeavor on Instagram, my band. We're trying to do big shit 2020. Follow Johnny Johnson on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube.
Alright.
Word. Follow me, Dash McCorda, all platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. I'm everywhere. Hit me up.
Yeah, you are everywhere because I follow you on all those.
Word.
And then you guys can follow me, RJ, aka Reg, on Instagram, Twitter, at Reg Travels. That's REGTRAVEL. Excuse me, REGTRAVELS. We're gonna have to edit that part.
We
We'll put it right there.
No, leave it. That's fucking
Leave it
hilarious.
because I can't spell.
Leave
All right.
everything.
I can't
Follow me on all social media platforms at Reg Travels. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We appreciate you. And then we have more great, funny, awesome content coming up later with interviews, different guests, and all types of stuff. So stay tuned.
See you next time. Happy
Next time.
2020, yo!
Like and subscribe.
Yay! 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 Yay!
Nice.